Good morning. Good morning and welcome to worship with the Unitarian Universalist Church of Ventura. I am Pastor Eric Halseth. I use he, they pronouns, and welcome to everyone here in the sanctuary and welcome to everyone on Zoom who is here as well. Whether you've been attending this church for decades or it's your first time here, I am glad you have joined us. This community is the special place that it is precisely because it is made up of people with many beliefs, identities, origins, sexualities, and genders, and all are welcome here. Announcements. Well, we get to. Due to printer issues, where'd it go? Let's see. The rescheduled online pub theology will be this Wednesday at 5:40 p.m., ending right at 6:45 p.m. because I have a meeting at 7. So if you want to go, we're going to do that, and we've been doing more like a pub trivia format with learning added. So those of you who've been attending, it's been fun lately, and we're going to try that out just to see what happens. Today, right after the service, is an earth-friendly potluck. Earth-friendly being the food and the utensils, I believe. So please join us in Berg Hall for the potluck as well as coffee hour. Room 5 paint is done. The next step is flooring and baseboards. So if you want to help, reach out to me and let me know, and I will put you in an email chain so that you can be part of flooring a room. Let's see. Oh, next weekend, back around, is going to be Theater for Social Action. Join us next Sunday, April 19th from noon to 3 p.m. for Theater of Social Action, an all-ages, hands-on workshop where we will use creative theater to explore how communities can respond to bullying with imagination and strength. No acting experience needed, just a sense of adventure and a willingness to explore. Please reach out to Susan Franz-Blau for more information. Thank you to all of you who've already submitted commentary about the church rental and the Scout Troop. Get your concerns in. And I say concerns because Scouts was overwhelmingly positive, so if you really hate the idea, please submit. And the church rental is also way positive, although there's a few extra concerns around cost. That was also the thing for the Scouts. So get your concerns in if you have them, and you're also positive comments, I hope. But nonetheless, the form will be open until Tuesday, and it's just been great to see everybody commenting. There's been a lot of them. And for stewardship, we appreciate all of you who have already submitted your pledge. You finally should have received your mail after like 2 weeks. What is up with the post office? Anyways, I know for a fact at least one person received it, and apologies. Oh, and a second person. So, and more people. It really did take 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago, this last Friday, that we sent them out. So anyways, calls to come this week if you're not going to get a letter because you're part of that last third of people who weren't contacted in the last 2 years. But I know everybody is going to pledge anyways, so there we are. Okay. Our land acknowledgement lifts up the Chumash of Ventura, who have stewarded their ancestral and unceded territory for at least the last 11,000 years. This service takes place on the very same land. We honor their ancestors, elders, and descendants as they continue their deep spiritual and cultural connections to these lands and waters. Nature is sacred. You are sacred. The earth is sacred. Today, we honor the earth, although this is not something that should be limited to just a day or two each year. The earth is sacred, and so is this space. May it be so.
Good morning, friends. I am Worship Associate Ryan Schumacher. If you're joining us on Zoom or YouTube, we invite you to light a chalice or a candle at home as we invite the children to lead us in saying the chalice lighting words with Luciano to help light the chalice of our free faith here in the sanctuary. Light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. We are the church of the open mind, the loving heart, and the helping hands. Together, we care for the earth and each other. Thank you. Our call to worship this morning is a poem titled Earth Day by Jane Yolen. I am the earth, and the earth is me. Each blade of grass, each honey tree, each bit of mud and stick and stone is blood and muscle, skin and bone. And just as I need every bit of me to make my body fit, so earth needs grass and stone and tree and things that grow here naturally. That's why we celebrate this day. That's why across the world we say, as long as life, as dear as free, I am the earth, and the earth is me.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Zach, and I invite you to rise in spirit or in body as you're able as we sing number 1064, Blue Boat Home. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder.
And now I'd like to invite up to the front. Lily, is it everyone who's coming up or just the kids? Not everyone, but I mean just the people who have little pieces of paper?
They're going to stand up.
And they're going to stand up and we are going to bring a mic to you. Oh, there's that. Anyways, kids, we will all of you just go out and gather donations. Are there some for Ride Alliance 805 and Poder Popular? And go out and get those, and then we will get our story started.
You I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. To you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
My name is Lily Rappaport, the Director of Family Ministry, and we have lots of readers out there amongst you today. So let's see how seamless we could make this. The story is called Old Turtle, Part 1. Once, long ago, yet somehow not so very long, when all the animals and rocks and winds and water and trees and birds and fish and all the beings of the world could speak and understand one another, there began an argument. It began softly at first, quiet as the first breeze that whispered,
He is a wind who is never still.
quiet as the stone that answered,
He is great rock that never moves.
gentle as the mountain that rumbled,
God is a snowy peak high above the clouds.
and the fish in the ocean that answered.
God is a swimmer in the dark blue depths of the sea.
A star said,
No, God is a twinkling and shining far, far away.
the ant replied,
No, God is a sound and a smell and a feeling who is very, very close.
the antelope insisted,
God is a runner, swift and free, who loves to leap and race with the wind.
the willow murmured,
She is a great tree, a part of the world, always growing and always giving.
the island argued,
You are wrong. God is separate and apart.
the blue sky added,
God is like the shining sun, far above all things.
the waterfall thundered,
No, he is a river that flows through all things.
the lion roared,
She is a hunter.
the robin chirped,
God is gentle.
the bear growled,
He is powerful.
and the argument grew louder and louder and louder until
cliffhanger there. Our offering today goes to the Santa Monica Mountains Fund. Founded in 1988, the Santa Monica Mountains Fund has a rich history dedicated to supporting education and resource protection within the Santa Monica Mountains National Recreation Area. One of their more important programs is the Young Ecologists, OYE program. It creates opportunities for high school students to step into conservation and leadership roles while strengthening the environment across Ventura and Los Angeles counties. OYE began in Oxnard, where it was designed to provide local students with paid hands-on experience in environmental work. Oxnard students represent one of the most diverse communities in California, yet young people from this region have historically been underrepresented in conservation careers. OYE changed that by making training accessible through paid stipends and direct mentorship. Some of the other programs that the Santa Monica Mountains Fund sponsors include a native seed program, nursery workshops, and providing free milkweed plants and seeds for monarch butterflies to local underserved groups, including local tribes, community gardens, land trust, and others. You can give by texting to give, or if you're here in the sanctuary, you can place cash or a check in the box on the back wall during the offertory music or after the service. Thank you for your generosity in supporting this vital environmental organization that is making a difference in our community.
The first Earth Day was 1971, and that is the year that this song, Big Yellow Taxi, came out by Joni Mitchell. And it is participatory today, so as we lament, they paved the parking lots and they paved Paradise and put in a parking lot. You all need to recognize the truth of that by joining in with the children who are going to stand up and lead you in the line, shoo, bop, 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 shoo, bop, 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 bop. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
She has
Shoo,
spoken.
bop, 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 bop.
Ready?
I read the words Kent put on my page. Shoo, bop, 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 it says. Okay, here we go.
In Paradise, put up a parking lot. Big hotel, boutique and a swinging hot spot.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved Paradise and put in a parking lot. Shoo, bop, 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 shoo, bop, 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 bop. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. And they charge all the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved Paradise, put up a parking lot. Shoo, bop, 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 shoo, bop, 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 bop.
Hey, farmer, farmer, put away that DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, give me the birds and the bees.
Please. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved Paradise, put up a parking lot. Shoo, bop, 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 shoo, bop, 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 bop. I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved Paradise, put up a parking lot. Shoo, bop, 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 shoo, bop, 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 bop. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They paved Paradise, put up
up a parking lot.
Paradise, put up a parking lot. Choo, Paradise, put up a parking lot. Choo, They painted paradise.
Put up a parking lot.
Song. Thank you. The generosity of this congregation helps create a more just and loving world. Stop!
A new voice spoke. It rumbled loudly like thunder, and it whispered softly like butterfly sneezes. The voice seemed to come from, it seemed to come from Old Turtle. Old Turtle hardly ever said anything, and certainly never argued about God. But now, Old Turtle began to speak.
God is indeed deep.
They said to the fish in the sea.
And much higher than high.
They told the mountains.
He is swift and free as the wind, and still and solid as a great rock.
They said to the breezes and stones.
She is the life of the world.
Turtle said to the willow.
Always close by, yet beyond the farthest twinkling light.
They told the ant and the star.
God is gentle and powerful, above all things and within all things. God is all that we dream of and all that we seek, all that we come from and all that we can find. God is.
Old Turtle had never said so much before. All the beings of the world were surprised and became very quiet. But Old Turtle had one more thing to say.
There will soon be a new family of beings in this world, and they will be strange and wonderful. They will be reminders of all that God is. They will come in many colors and shapes, with different faces and different ways of speaking. Their thoughts will soar to the stars, but their feet will walk the earth. They will possess many powers. They will be strong, yet tender, and a message of love from God to the earth, and a prayer from the earth back to God.
And the people came.
We take time each week in our service to share with one another both the sorrows and the joys that have come into our lives. We place stones in water as each joy or sorrow is shared to help us remember that we are not alone. Each stone sends out ripples that reflect the ways that when it touches one of us, it touches us all. In joy and in sorrow, we hold one another in love. I invite you now to share aloud or in the Zoom chat the names of those you wish to celebrate, memorialize, or bring into the loving embrace of this beloved community. Pastor Eric will now place one final stone in the water for all the joys and sorrows we just shared, and those yet unspoken in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. May we be grateful for all that sustains us on the journey we share, and for the ways we remain present for one another, in times of joy, in times of sorrow, and in all the spaces in between.
Please remain seated as we sing number 1013, Open My Heart.
people came. But the people forgot. They forgot that they were a message of love and a prayer from the earth. And they began to argue about who knew God and who did not, where God was and was not, and whether God was or was not. And often the people misused their powers and hurt one another or killed one another. And they hurt the truth. Until finally, even the forests began to die, and the rivers, and the oceans, and the plants, and the animals, and the earth itself. Because the people could not remember who they were or where God was, until one day there came a voice, like the growling of thunder, but soft as a butterfly sneeze.
Please, stop.
Thank you, choir. I hadn't heard it yet, and Neil Young really did the song to that tune, so that's them just doing a cover. So we're going to do the homily in two parts today, and for the kids, this is really aimed at the adult, but I use the words kids or children a lot. You might learn something, but it's really for them. There is something I have come to believe about church and about childhood and about memory. It is this. Children almost never remember a service, a church service, the way adults think they will. They usually do not remember the carefully worded thesis. They probably don't remember the order of all the worship elements. They may not remember the exact reading we did, definitely not the announcements, except for the fun stuff like game night or movie night, or the polished point we hoped landed just right with everyone. But they do remember a voice. They remember a feeling. They remember whether the room felt alive. They remember whether grown-ups seemed to mean what they said. And sometimes, many years later, what they remember is not the big thing at all from the service, but it might be a small thing. A bell ringing. Maybe they rang the gong. A story that's told slowly enough to enter the heart. It might be the sound of many different people speaking one story together. Maybe they helped light the chalice. It could be a stone on a table next to a bowl of water. Or a church full of adults talking about the earth as though it was not just scenery, not just property, not just background to human life, but something sacred, something beloved, something alive with meaning. That is the kind of thing a child might remember. Not because they understand all of it right away, but because it sits with them as memories that come to them at the right time in the future. Children are always learning what the world is from us, from grown-ups. Not only from what we explain, but from what we feel. Not only from what we say we believe, but from what we actually treat as precious. Not only from our words, but from our habits. They learn from whether we rush past beauty or we stop for it. They learn from whether we crush things carelessly or handle them gently. They learn from whether we speak of the earth as a warehouse of resources or as a community to which we belong. They learn from whether we live in a world of strict pragmatism or a world of wonders. And that is one reason stories matter so much. And Old Turtle is one of those stories that does not just tell children what to think, it teaches them how to listen. It gives us the creatures and the features of the world, each one speaking from its own place, each one certain it knows something true. The mountains, the rivers, the wind, the stars, the animals, the trees, the humans too, each voice carries a glimpse, a piece, a perspective of the world. Each one says something real, and yet doesn't say the whole thing. That is a lesson children can feel long before they explain it. No one voice is the whole voice. No one robin or rock sees everything. No one part of creation can claim the whole mystery. And honestly, that is a lesson that we adults need to, because we live in a world that rewards certainty, quick certainty, loud certainty, confident certainty. But the deeper truths of life are usually not found there. The deeper truths are often found in listening long enough to realize that reality is larger than our own point of view, that someone else may have seen something we missed, that truth may come to us through differences, that humility is not weakness, but wisdom. And this is one of the quiet gifts a service like this gives to children. A child may not walk out saying, "Today I learned a sophisticated theology of pluralism and ecological interdependence." But years later, they may carry something like this inside them, that the world is alive with voices, that they do not stand above creation, but within it, that wonder is wiser than ignorance, arrogance. It's kind of the same thing, but I misspoke. That listening matters. that grown-ups once gathered in a room and treated the earth as something worth singing to, speaking with, and protecting. And that memory can become part of their souls and their beings. So maybe one question for us this morning is not only what will we teach today, maybe the deeper question is, what memory are we making? Because small things become large things in memory. A family asking how everyone's day was at dinner time. A parent recycling without fanfare. A grandparent kneeling in a garden, an adult moving a worm off the sidewalk instead of leaving it there. Someone saying, look at that full moon. Someone saying, let's leave this place better than we found it. Someone saying, this tree was here before us. Someone in church speaking as though love includes rivers and mountains. Someone in church speaking as though reverence includes soil or plants or the worms. Someone in church making room for childlike awe. These are small things, but small things are how people are formed. So as we hear these voices in Old Turtle, maybe what we are really doing is something very simple and very sacred. We are showing our children that the world is not mute. We are showing them that creation is not disposable. We are showing them that mystery is not something to conquer. We are showing them that faith can sound like listening. And maybe that alone will be enough for them to remember.
The voice seemed to come from the mountain who rumbled.
Sometimes I see God swimming in the dark, blue depths of the sea.
And from the ocean who sighed.
He is often among the snow-capped peaks reflecting the sun.
From the stone who said,
I sometimes feel her breath as she blows by.
and from the breeze who whispered,
I feel her still presence as I dance among the rocks.
and the star who declared,
God is very close.
and the island added,
Her love mat touches everything.
and after a long, lonesome, and scary time, the people listened and began to hear and to see God in one another and in the beauty of the earth. And Old Turtle smiled, and so did God.
In the part of the story where the elements of the earth each begin to say what they think God is, something beautiful happens. The earth starts talking theology. The mountains speak, the rivers speak, the wind speaks, the stars speak, the creatures of the earth speak, and each one names the sacred from where it sits. I love that because it reminds us that every living being, every rock, every drop of water meets mystery from wherever they are. The river knows movement. The mountain knows stillness. The wind knows freedom. The stones know time. The trees know rootedness. The birds know song. Human beings know love and language and grief and hope. So of course, they would each speak differently. And perhaps that is one of the deepest things children may someday remember from a service like this, that the sacred can be spoken of in more than one way, that truth is bigger than a single definition, and that reverence begins not in winning an argument, but in listening for what each voice is trying to say. For us, as Unitarian Universalists, that matters deeply, because ours is not a tradition that says everyone must speak about God in exactly the same words. Some of us say God, some say spirit, some say love, some say mystery, some say interconnection, some simply say, I don't know, but I know that something in life calls me to wonder, compassion, and awe. And perhaps Old Turtle offers us a gentler way into that conversation than many adult arguments do. It says, listen first. Listen to the wind. Listen to the trees. Listen to the ones who see differently. Listen to the child. Listen to the elder. Listen to the world that existed before you, and will, we pray, continue after you. And that brings me back to the children. Sometimes they look up here when I say that. Remember, this is very subtle. They're going to remember it in 20 years or something, as we all will. When they are grown, what will they remember from an Earth Day service like this? Maybe they will remember the adults trying to make animal or mountain voices. Maybe they will remember laughter. Maybe they will remember the solemn hush when the readers took their turns. Maybe they will remember the church. That church was one place where adults did not act embarrassed by wonder. And maybe years later, when they face some choices in their lives, that memory will rise again. Maybe when they are deciding whether convenience matters more than care. Maybe when they're deciding whether to throw something away or fix it. Maybe when they are deciding whether the natural world is something to dominate or to protect. Maybe when they are deciding whether another person's perspective should be dismissed or heard. Maybe in that moment, they will remember somewhere deep down that all voices do not sound the same, and yet all may carry truth. Maybe they will remember that the earth itself once seemed full of meaning. Maybe they will remember that they were taught not to use the world, but to belong to it. And that last one may matter most. Letting children see us love this world. Not abstractly, not performatively, not only when it's convenient, but truly. Letting them see delight, see restraint, see grief for what is being lost, see responsibility, see that faith is not only about what happens in sanctuaries like this one, but also about how we walk through gardens, neighborhoods, beaches, mountain trails, and our ordinary days. Because every action teaches, even when we are not trying to teach. And so perhaps the one thing that people might take away from a service like this is, what we love, we teach. If we love the earth with reverence, children will notice. If we love mystery without needing to control it, children will notice. If we make room for many voices, children will notice. If we treat creation as kin rather than possession, children will notice. And adults will notice too. So maybe the invitation today is simple. Let this service become a small seed, a seed of wonder, a seed of humility, a seed of belonging, and a seed of care. Not because every seed becomes a towering tree overnight, but because the smallest seeds are often the ones that live the longest in memory. Years from now, we probably won't remember every word spoken here. I hope you do, but I know you won't. But we may remember that once in church, we heard the earth speak. We may remember that once in church, people acted as though every part of creation had dignity. We may remember that once in church, we were taught that no one voice holds the whole truth. We may remember that once in church, love was made larger than humans alone. And if we remember that, then perhaps we will live a little differently. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen.
Amen. I invite you all to rise in spirit or physically as you're able as we sing, I think this might be a brand new hymn for us, For the Earth Forever Turning.
Friends, after the benediction, please join us for coffee, bagels, and a potluck luncheon. If you are a visitor today, we invite you to get your refreshments and take them with you to the connecting table. There's a big sign overhead for a friendly chat and information about Unitarian Universalism in general and about this congregation in particular. Finally, if you haven't yet done so, you can drop your offering for the Santa Monica Mountains Fund in the box located on the back wall. And now, please join me in reading the words on the screen as we prepare to extinguish the memorial the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Those we carry into our lives until we are together again.
For the kids who made it to the end, as well as all of you, use your senses to explore the world around you, and I guarantee you will learn things. For the adults and the kids who made it to the end, use your senses to explore the world around you. I guarantee you will learn things. This week and every week, take care of the earth. May it be so, blessed be, and amen.